You feel it every second, though you rarely notice it. That steady, rhythmic thrum deep within your chest. A pulse you take for granted, a quiet drum keeping time with the symphony of your existence. And yet, it is also the paradox of your own fragility. What sustains you, what relentlessly drives life through your veins, is also what makes you vulnerable. The heart is both protector and betrayer. It shields, it nourishes, it circulates life itself. And yet, when it falters, the consequences are instantaneous, absolute. Every beat is a labor, every contraction a negotiation between survival and surrender. And you who are sitting here, listening quietly, have a heart that, while unseen, works tirelessly. It never rests, it never hesitates, it never asks for acknowledgement. This hidden labor mirrors the human condition. Like your own emotions, your heart labors in silence, pumping forward through resistance, through pressure, through the weight of expectation. And sometimes, the very force that sustains you is the force that overwhelms you. That paradox of relentless motion, of necessary tension, is where we begin. To understand the heart is to understand more than anatomy. It is to witness a living metaphor for resilience, vulnerability, and sacrifice. Each beat is a dialogue between pressure and release, contraction and surrender, a rhythm that mirrors the psyche itself. The heart's chambers, two atria, two ventricles, are not merely hollow spaces. They are intimate vessels of labor, like hidden chambers of your mind, containing tension, impulse, and responsibility. The atria receive, the ventricles propel, reception and action, listening and responding. In psychological terms, these functions resemble the balance we try to maintain between hypervigilance and avoidant coping, between receptivity to emotion and the need to act. The heart pumps blood through a system of arteries, veins, and capillaries, a network as intricate and delicate as the neural pathways of your brain. Here, the metaphor deepens. Like the default mode network, which hums quietly when you're introspective, the heart maintains a baseline of life, often unnoticed until disruption. Just as emotional neglect can silently rewire the nervous system, so too can minor shifts in the heart's function cascade across the body, reminding us that everything is interconnected: biology, psyche, and experience. And then there is the invisible cost. Like the parentified child, the heart assumes responsibility it did not choose, adapting tirelessly to the demands of the organism. It must anticipate, adjust, and compensate. And if the pressure rises, if the arteries constrict, if the valves fail, if the rhythm is broken, the nervous system registers alarm. It is the human equivalent of carrying burdens we were never meant to bear. Relentless, invisible, essential. And what of the emotional cost? The heart, though a biological organ, mirrors our existential condition. Each contraction is a metaphorical echo of the grief, the tension, and the unseen sacrifices we make to survive. Consider for a moment. The heart never rests, yet it never complains. It gives endlessly, even when its labor is unseen, unacknowledged, or even taken for granted. This is our invisible grief. Like Rilke's words on longing, it is the silent ache that courses beneath consciousness, shaping identity and perception without our notice. Every beat is an act of trust, a tiny, repeated surrender to life itself. Seneca might remind us that we are both mortal and eternal in our labors, trapped in the paradox that the very thing keeping us alive is also fragile, breakable, contingent on forces beyond our control. And so, the heart teaches us, often unconsciously, about limits, about tension, about the cost of love and endurance. We lose authenticity to preserve survival, just as the atria sacrifice for the ventricles, just as the nervous system prioritizes regulation over expression. The philosophical weight is immense. Life is sustained not through ease, but through quiet, relentless adaptation to circumstance. The heart does not rest, neither sometimes can we. This rhythm, this invisible labor, extends beyond physiology into psychology. The patterns formed early in life, the quiet endurance, the silent coping, manifest as adult behaviors that echo the heart's own structure. You might notice, for instance, overextension in relationships, like a ventricle overworking to compensate for a weakened atrium. You carry the emotional burdens of others, sacrificing your own equilibrium. Hyper responsibility in the workplace, taking charge even when unnecessary, mirroring the heart's constant anticipatory contractions. Difficulty setting boundaries. The heart cannot simply stop, neither can you, conditioned to respond, to accommodate, to flow without pause. Emotional suppression, pressure builds internally unnoticed until it erupts, like hypertension within the arteries of the soul. Self-worth tethered to utility harder, as the heart's value is measured in output, not experience. You may unconsciously measure yourself by what you produce, not who you are. Identity diffusion under stress, Marquast. In moments of extreme pressure, the boundaries between self and other blur as if the channels of your psyche, like capillaries, have become overextended. Each pattern is a coping mechanism, a survival response, an adaptation. Awareness is the first step toward unlearning, toward conscious, intentional regulation of both emotion and behavior, just as we might regulate heart rate through breath, posture, or mindful rest. And yet, there is hope. The heart reminds us that repair is possible. It can strengthen, adapt, even regenerate within limits. So too can we. Healing begins with recognition. The inner child work, the conscious acknowledgement of sacrifices made in silence, allows the nervous system to recalibrate. Shadow work reveals the unseen burdens we carry, bringing them into conscious dialogue. Breathwork, slow movement, and somatic awareness reconnect us to the body, reminding us that regulation is both biological and psychological. And in this, there is profound softness, the choice to slow down, to honor limits, to care for the vessel that carries you through existence. As Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." The heart, in its tireless rhythm, models this daily. It does not judge, it does not resent, it simply continues until care and awareness intervene. So pause, listen, and honor that quiet labor. Feel the pulse beneath your chest, not as a mechanical duty, but as a mirror of your own resilience and vulnerability. For in understanding the heart, we understand the hidden, intricate labor of our own psyche. And we learn that the goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole. And if this reflection resonates with you, consider sharing.